Right now, parked in driveways all across the country, are cars that are already doomed. Their manufacturers are on financial life support, but they're still on lots, waiting for their next owner and their final paycheck. This isn't a prediction. This is a warning. We've spent the last month digging through financial reports, owner forums, and insider leaks. And what I found will change how you see your next car purchase forever. I'm the digital mechanic, and today, we're exposing the 15 car brands vanishing before our eyes. Owning one isn't just a bad gamble, it's a decision that could leave you with a car that's impossible to service, impossible to sell, and worth less than the loan you took out to buy it. Kicking off our list, in the 15th spot, Polestar. Touted as the cool Tesla alternative, the reality is a financial nightmare. In 2024, their parent company Volvo publicly announced it would stop all future funding. Let that sink in. Their own parent cut them loose. According to Automotive News, their stock has imploded by over 97%. They're burning cash so fast that Reuters reported they're surviving only on emergency loans from Geely. The CEO, Thomas Ingenlath, admitted in an interview with Top Gear, and I quote, "The market is brutal. The volatility is something that, of course, we are suffering from." Suffering is right. For an owner, this means when your Polestar's screen glitches out or the battery has a fault, there might not be a company left to honor the warranty. Sliding into number 14, Aston Martin. The brand of James Bond, a symbol of ultimate success. It's also a symbol of perpetual failure. This company has gone bankrupt 7 times. 7. As reported by Bloomberg, just last quarter, they were back in the market, securing a £1.3 billion debt restructuring deal, their third major financial overhaul in 5 years. The chairman, Lawrence Stroll, told Financial Times his plan was to achieve F1 level performance and profitability. Instead, they're achieving F1 level debt. Buying a new Aston isn't joining an elite club. It's betting that a company with a 100-year history of collapse has finally figured it out. I wouldn't bet my money on it. At number 13, we have Lincoln. They want you to believe in American luxury reborn, but spend an hour on the Lincoln forums or YouTube repair channels, and you'll see the truth. Air suspension failure, coolant intrusion into the cylinders. The data backs this up. Consumer Reports gives their models consistently low reliability scores, specifically citing major issues with those expensive air ride systems. A single repair can cost over $4,000. And the market is speaking. While Cadillac is thriving with the Lyriq and Escalade, Lincoln's U.S. sales have been stagnant for a decade. They're not reborn. They're fading away and taking their owners' resale values with them. Holding the 12th position, Genesis. On paper, they're a success story. But dig into the NHTSA database, and you'll find the recall that shattered their image. 95,000 vehicles for a faulty fuel pump that could cause the engine to stall without warning. Car and Driver reported on this extensively, noting it affected their core models like the GV70 and G80 right when they were building momentum. But the problem isn't just mechanical. Go on any Reddit thread about Genesis, and the number one complaint isn't the car, it's the dealership experience. You're still sent to Hyundai service bays. As one owner on the Genesis forums put it, you can't sell a $70,000 luxury experience and then service it next to a $20,000 economy car. That identity crisis is a cancer for resale value. Coming in at number 11 is Infiniti. This one is a ghost story happening in real time. Asterisk, Automotive News. Times data shows their US sales have been nearly cut in half over the past decade. They've responded by disappearing. They've killed the Q50 sedan and the QX55 coupe SUV. But the most telling sign? They are systematically shutting down their standalone retailers. Ward's Auto reported that many are being folded back into Nissan dealerships. When the luxury showrooms close, the luxury brand is dead. You're left driving a pricey Nissan, and the used car market knows it. Rounding out the bottom tier at number 10, Buick. How bad is it? In a now famous interview with Motor Trend, GM's own vice president of global design, Mike Simcoe, admitted the brand has a geriatric perception problem, and they've done nothing to fix it. A quick search on YouTube for Buick versus Chevrolet will show you a dozen reviews proving the Buick Encore GX is just a Chevy Trax with more sound deadening and a higher price tag. They're not selling luxury, they're selling marketing. And in 2025, consumers are too smart for that. The result? You overpay for a car that depreciates like a rock because everyone knows what's underneath the badge. In the 9th spot, we find Alfa Romeo. The heart wants what it wants, but the wallet pays the price. Consumer Reports consistently ranks them near the very bottom for reliability. But don't just take their word for it. Spend 5 minutes on the Alfa Romeo Giulia and Stelvio Problems Facebook group, and you'll see a case study in chaos. Electrical gremlins, random warning lights, software glitches that brick the infotainment, car and driver. In a long-term review of a Giulia, noted a constant parade of minor faults that left the car stranded multiple times. This isn't charming Italian character. It's catastrophic depreciation waiting to happen. You buy the passion, but you inherit the headache. And just before we enter the true danger zone, at number 8, Maserati. The numbers are so bad, they're almost hard to believe. In 2024, Reuters reported Maserati's global sales collapsed by 57% in a single year. A leaked internal memo from Stellantis, reported by Automotive News, revealed high-level discussions about whether to sell the brand or simply starve it of new investment. Think about that. The parent company is considering letting it die. The CEO, Carlos Tavares, is famous for his pull-the-plug mentality on underperforming brands. He was quoted in Bloomberg saying, "We are not sentimental. If you own a modern Maserati, you are driving a car whose own maker isn't sentimental about its survival. When the parts dry up, you are left with a trident-shaped monument to bad investment." So there you have it. 8 brands on the brink. But what comes next is worse. The next 6 aren't just struggling. They're in a terminal nosedive. And the final 3? What happened to them is so shocking you won't believe it happened in plain sight. Stick around. The collapse is just getting started. Now we enter the death spiral. Kicking off this grim segment, at number 7, Jaguar. A legendary name now committing brand suicide. In a desperate last-ditch gamble, Jaguar took a chainsaw to its entire lineup. As Autocar reported, they've killed the XE, XF, and F-Type in the US, betting everything on an all-electric future that's years away. This created a product vacuum. Forbes analyzed the sales data. In April 2025, Jaguar registered a mere 49 cars across the entire European continent, a 97.5% collapse. Their CEO, Adrian Mardell, admitted the transition would be challenging, but that's an understatement. They've gone from a roaring cat to a whisper, leaving current owners with orphaned cars that have already plummeted in value. Plummeting to number 6, Mitsubishi. This isn't a slow decline. It's a managed retreat from the market. Reuters broke the news in early 2025 that new US tariffs froze all deliveries, leaving hundreds of their cars stranded at ports with no way to reach dealers. But the rot set in years ago. Remember the 2016 fuel economy scandal? Mitsubishi admitted to falsifying fuel test data for over 600,000 vehicles. The Times, Japan Times covered the raids, the resignations, and the billions in lost value. The brand never recovered. Now, with a shrunken lineup and no consumer trust, buying a Mitsubishi is like investing in a sinking ship. The freefall continues at number 5 with Chrysler. This is one of the most dramatic falls in American business history. The Wall Street Journal Times tracked their sales from over 600,000 vehicles in 2005 to under 125,000 in 2024. That's an 80% collapse. Their lineup is a ghost town. The 300 is dead. The Pacifica is losing ground. And their one hope, the Airflow EV, was axed by Stellantis in 2024, with CNBC reporting it was deemed too expensive and already outdated. The most chilling quote comes from Stellantis CEO Carlos Tavares himself. In a meeting covered by Times Automotive News *, he warned that several brands may not survive past 2026. Chrysler is at the top of that list. When the CEO says your brand might not make it, it's time to run. And crashing into number 4. Nissan. A titan now on the brink. The numbers are catastrophic. For fiscal year 2024, Nikkei Asia reported a net loss of $5.3 billion. Their U.S. operations alone bled $3.5 billion. The failed merger with Honda was their last, best hope. Bloomberg reported that talks fell apart when Honda demanded control, leaving Nissan with no partner, no plan, and 9,000 jobs cut. 2 planned U.S. EVs were canceled. Insiders at Reuters have quoted analysts who believe Nissan may only have 12 to 14 months to secure a miracle. For an owner, this isn't just about depreciation. It's about your car's maker potentially ceasing to exist. What you're about to see isn't just corporate failure. It's a masterclass in how billion-dollar promises, backed by huge names, can evaporate into thin air, leaving customers with nothing but anger and a worthless vehicle. The final 3 on this list are unbelievable. The countdown of the unbelievable begins. At number 3, Lucid Motors, hailed as the Tesla killer. But you can't kill anyone when you're on life support. Their 2024 financials, filed with the SEC, show a loss of $2.7 billion. Their stock has collapsed over 95% from its peak. While their cars offer incredible range, the ownership experience has been a nightmare. The NHTSA forced a recall for high-voltage contactors that could cause sudden, total power loss at highway speeds. On Lucid owner forums and YouTube reviews, the stories are the same. Buggy software, glitchy driver assists, and a feeling that the car is unfinished. They are alive only because Saudi Arabia's public investment fund keeps writing checks. Without that, they'd have vanished already. The runner-up for the most shocking collapse. Fisker. The comeback story that crashed twice. In June 2024, as covered by every major news outlet, they filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy. The Ocean SUV was plagued with problems so severe that NHTSA launched multiple investigations. YouTube is filled with viral videos showing doors that wouldn't open, hoods that flew open on the highway, and brakes that failed. A leaked internal email from a project manager, later obtained by Business Insider, stated, "We are shipping known defects." They knew. They shipped broken cars. And now, owners are left with vehicles that can't be updated, can't be reliably serviced, and are virtually unsellable.
And finally, the brand that takes the top spot for catastrophic failure, Canoo. The most shocking collapse of all. This was a company with a NASA partnership. Walmart ordered 4,500 of their vans. The future couldn't be brighter. Then, in January 2025, they filed for Chapter 7 bankruptcy. Liquidation. The Verge reported they had just $50,000 in assets against over $160 million in debt. The Oklahoma factory, promised to employ 1,400 people, never produced a single vehicle for sale. A report from TechCrunch detailed how a critical Department of Energy loan never came through. They burned through every dollar. The CEO, Tony Aquila, was accused in a lawsuit by rival Harbinger of engaging in a fire sale of assets from another failed startup. Canoo didn't just fail. It proved that even with the biggest names in the world behind you, without a real product and real management, you can vanish overnight. Owners of their few delivered vans now own the automotive equivalent of a ghost. So, what's the lesson? The auto industry is undergoing the biggest revolution since its invention. In this chaos, legacy brands without a clear plan are dying, and overhyped startups are burning to the ground. But it's not all doom and gloom. While these 15 brands are vanishing, others are standing stronger than ever. These are the brands you can buy, drive for years, and sleep soundly at night knowing your investment is safe. Based on relentless reliability data from Consumer Reports and JD, power, massive market dominance, and bulletproof reputations, here are the top 5 fortresses you can trust. Toyota, the undisputed king of reliability. Their hybrid systems are battle-tested over millions of miles. They are the safe harbor in any economic storm. Lexus, Toyota's luxury division. It takes that legendary reliability and wraps it in quiet, refined comfort. Their resale value is among the highest in the industry for a reason. Honda, the engineer's car. Consistently praised for efficient, durable engines and smart packaging. A Honda will run right and run for longer than almost anything else. Mazda. They've carved out a niche as the driver's Toyota. They combine stunning design with sky-high reliability scores and engaging dynamics. A smart, emotional buy that won't let you down. Hyundai, Kia. While their luxury arms are struggling, the mainstream brands are powerhouses. Their 10-year, 100,000-mile warranty isn't just a marketing gimmick, it's a statement of confidence in their engineering. Stick with these titans. Avoid the vanishing 15. Your wallet and your future self will thank you. If this video saved you from a financial nightmare, then I've done my job as the digital mechanic. For more truth the dealerships won't tell you, hit that subscribe button. Until next time, drive smart.